Om Akradunda Mahakaya Suryakotisamabprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatame Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Deva Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Vishabhahe Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Athat Tritiyodhyayah
Atha Tritiyodhyayah
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shloka number 20 Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim
Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim
Astita janakadayah
Asthitha janakadayaha
Lokasangrahamevapi
Lokha sangrahanevabi
Sampashyan kartumarhasi
Sampashyan kartumarhasi
Yadyada charati shreshtaha
Yadyatacharati shresthaha
Tattadevetaro janaha
Tattadevedharo janaha
Sayat pramanam kurute
Sayat pramanam kurute
Lokastadanu vartate
Lokasthatanu vartate.
Up to that we have seen whatever the Sreshta Purusha do, that is their acharanam, that become the norms for the followers. Then the next shloka, Krishna then continued pointing to himself with reference to the performance of action. So you don't have to look for example. Right in front of you, hey Arjuna, I'm there. I myself as an example. Bhagavan Krishna as here, as Avatara, as Jnani, is Bhagavan. Even if he's not considered a Bhagavan, he's a Jnani. Of course, he's a Jnani. In spite of being a Jnani, he still continues to do karma. He is a Bhagavan, there is no doubt, because Avatara, that's the next shloka, next chapter is going to come. So he doesn't project himself as Avatara in this chapter. But next chapter, he says, Yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijami aham atmanam srijami. I come down. Not as a son of Vasudeva, as Lord, as Ishvara, he says, he talks. But here, when Krishna gives Upadesha gave Upadesha in the second chapter, and also Krishna is a Jnani. He has Jnanam and therefore Jnani. He is Shrotriya as well as Brahmanishta. Brahmanishta doesn't mean refrain from doing action. In fact, he was doing action. Now in the very battlefield, he was driving the chariot of Arjuna. So therefore, pointing to himself. with regard to karma, doing karma, Bhagavan Krishna says here. And the shloka itself tells he is a jnani. Kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, not there. Still I do karma. I don't have anything to gain. I don't have anything to lose. Still I do karma. Therefore, Krishna presents himself as jnani. There's no doubt with regard to that. Here he says, let us read the shloka. Name parthasti kartavyam
न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम्
trishu lokeshu kinchana
त्रिषु लोकेषु किञ्चन
nanavaptamavaptavyam
नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यम्
vartayeva cha karmani.
वर्त एव च कर्मणि.
He says, Hey Partha, me mama kartavyam na trishu lokeshu kinchana. There is no karma to be done for me, even the three lokas. Anavaptam aptavyam na. That which is not gained to be gained, also not there. It means, he says, I have gained that which is to be gained, nothing to be gained. It means jnanam, jnani. Still I do karma. Next chapter, he presents himself as an avatar. Now here he says, I am jnani. Krishna is jnani. Only Krishna can say. A jnani, to know a jnani, the person has to be jnani. Other person has to be jnani. And of course, there is no doubt about the regard to jnanam of Krishna. And of course, as a Bhagavan, there is impossible to doubt also. But anyway, the Bhagavan comes, Avatara comes, the topic comes next chapter. But here, he says, I don't have to gain anything in the three lokas. O Partha, there is nothing to be done. Kartavyam na. In the three worlds, Trishalokeshu, anavaptam aptavyam. That which is not gained, to be gained is also not there. Still I do. Vartate, agam varte, agam karmani eva varte. I continue to do karma. Agam karma karomi. Any doubt with regard to that? No. See, I am driving your chariot. So he himself is giving as an instance. So if Arjuna is jnani, he should do karma. If you are as I am doing, similarly, if you are jnani, still you have to do karma in keeping with your varna, ashrama, and duty. So if one is awake to one's nature, awake to the self, agam atma iti, that is awakening. As akarta, atma is akarta. If agam atma, then agam akarta. Then the state of actionlessness is achieved. The state of actionlessness is not by giving up karma literally. The state of actionlessness is only by jnana. Agam akarta. Agam atma akarta iti. Actionlessness, naishkarmyam, doesn't simply imply the absence of activity. However, inactivity being impossible as long as one is alive, as already we have seen, that akaschit kshanamapi jatutishtatya karmakrita is said in the third chapter, in this same chapter itself, before, fifth shloka. A person is always doing one thing or another, whether he or she is sannyasi, a karma yogi, or simply a karmi. Karmi to karma yogi, karma yogi to sannyasi. That is the order. So whoever it may be doing something, always doing something, one thing or the other. So total renunciation of karma, just kevala karma sannyasa, is not possible. Kevala karma sannyasa, maybe you can give up Vaidika karma, but what about eating action? Eating, walking, the action which is necessary for, which are required for maintaining the sharira, survival of the body. So kevala, that karma tyaga is not possible. You have to do. So therefore, total renunciation of action is possible only in the form of knowledge. Real renunciation, real giving up is not possible. Therefore, only in the form of knowledge that Aham Atma, I Atma, perform no action. Aham Karmana Karomi. This is Sarva Karma Sannyasa. Jnana Karma Sannyasa. So, Jnanena Karma Sannyasa. Karma Yaga. Buddhya. Jnanena. Not Kevala. Kevala Karma Sannyasa. By Kevala Karma Sannyasa, by just by Sannyasa, na Sanyasanadeva Siddhim Samadhi Gacchati. Bhagavan said before. Just by Kevala Sannyasa, one cannot gain moksha. Sarva Karma Sannyasa, Jnana Karma Sannyasa, that is Sarva Karma Sannyasa. So therefore, this knowledge is an awakening. In my presence, all activities take place, as will be made clear later. I myself do not perform any action. Like in the presence of sun, the presence of the sun, all actions happen. But sun is not touched by those actions. So in the presence of me, everything functions. So I myself don't perform any action. This is not just a volitional or a self-hypnotizing thought. It is the recognition of a fact. This knowledge alone makes me a renunciate of all actions in spite of my being seen to perform actions. He is a jnani sarva karma sannyasi, jnana karma sannyasi. From my own standpoint, there is no action whatsoever. What action is there for a jnani? What does he have to accomplish? He is kritakrityaha. Already achieved what is to be achieved, nothing to be gained. All action is only from the standpoint of the physical body, mind, and sense organs. Only Upadhi does karma. From the standpoint, there is action, whereas from the standpoint of Atma, there is no action at all. This is what is called actionlessness. So that is action where Kartritva Abhimanam is there. So when Kartritva Abhimanam is there, with regard to body, mind, senses, then the person is a Karta, Bhokta, Samsari. When Kartritva Abhimanam is not there, the body, mind, sense organs continue to perform action, then he is a Jnani only. The body, sense organs will continue to perform action. That is in keeping with the order. That is how it is. So one cannot stop. If one stops, means one will die. Death is death only it stops. So therefore, that is not a renunciation of action. That is not Aishkarmyam. Aishkarmyam is only in terms of knowledge. Whether you have achieved this knowledge of actionless or not, doing karma is in no way a problem. In fact, you have come to know what the self is. Then all that is for you is your prarabdha. If you are jnani, you have come to know that you are Atma. Then after the doing karma, it's not a problem. What problem does it create? Prarabdha vasha, everything happens. So Lord Krishna knew Arjuna's prarabdha very well. His prarabdha also, as well as Arjuna's prarabdha. His prarabdha also he knew very well. Being Bhagavan, he knows his mission, why he came. Everything he knows. Arjuna's prarabdha also very well. If you know the action-free self, if Atma, Akarta, if you know, whatever your prarabdha dictates, whatever the situation warrants, you do it. So you do it, whatever the situation warrants. So that will not touch your jnanam. Being free, you do. Therefore, you're not doing. Being free, that is what real freedom is. Being free, you do. Therefore, you're not really doing. So doing without doing. Eating without eating. Walking without walking. That is only through jnanam. Such karma doesn't bind you at all. If you are an ajnani, unaware of the fact about the Atma, then also you have to do karma. Why? Because karma becomes a yoga, a means for you, required for neutralizing your raga dveshas, your likes and dislikes. Raga dveshas cannot be neutralized. It cannot be handled unless you pay attention to them. And that is done in karma yoga, which is what karma yoga is all about. So either way, whether you are a jnani or an ajnani, you can perform action. If you're an ajnani, you have to perform action, karma yoga for chitta shuddhi and therefore for moksha. If you are a jnani, prarabdha vasha, you have to do karma. So either way, you have to perform karma, you can perform action. What is there to accomplish? Here in this shloka, Krishna talked about himself with reference to action, saying that there was nothing to be done by him. nothing that was not accomplished, nor anything that yet to be accomplished. Nothing is there to be done, no purushartha to be gained, and now that nothing that was not accomplished, he has gained moksha purushartha, then what is to be gained? So it doesn't leave anything yet to be accomplished. The expression in all the three worlds is meant to cover the entire universe, in all the three loka, and any others that may exist as well. So not only three loka, all the lokas. Three loka is an expression. All the 14 lokas. Yeah, and if you're talking more than that lokas, nothing is there. Nothing to be done is there for me in those lokas, or for the sake of those lokas. Krishna had to mandate whatsoever, either here on earth, or in heaven, or anywhere else. He was not duty bound in any way. Only when there is something to be accomplished is there something to be done. If there is something to be accomplished in order to make myself better, then I must definitely do whatever is to be done. Without doing, I cannot accomplish, and without accomplishing, I will not be satisfied. That is what the other purusharthas do. The other purusharthas meant for the artha, kama, dharma. It is for making better, but there is no end. You cannot really become better. You can improve from where you are a little, but that is not the end. Still, improvement can be made. Therefore, there is no end to that. The improvement which cannot be improved, that is only in jnana. That knowledge that aham purnaha, that alone cannot be improved. And nothing else in the world or any other purushartha can be satisfying as that of the moksha. That understanding that aham purnaha iti. Therefore, the dharmartha kama purushartha are aditya purushartha. Because after accomplishing them, it is only relative accomplishing. You set another new goals and still perform karma to accomplish the new goals. So it is never ending. That's why anitya purushartha. Moksha purushartha is nitya purushartha. It is complete, gaining which nothing to be gained, gaining which nothing to be done, gaining which nothing left remain to be accomplished. So therefore, without doing, I cannot accomplish, and without accomplishing, I will not be satisfied. This is with regard to anitya purushartha. I will be stuck with the desire to accomplish, which is what makes a person samsari. So the pursuit of anitya purushartha makes a person a samsari. However, for Krishna, there was no such thing as not accomplished or to be accomplished, because he knew he was everything. Knowing this, everything was accomplished. There was nothing for him to do so, to do. Kartavyam nasti, because there was nothing for him to gain or lose. If I want antakarana shuddhi, I have something to be done. Kartavyam asti. Antakarana shuddhi for moksha, for antakarana shuddhi for jnanam, and therefore moksha. So antakarana shuddhyartham karma karaniyam. If I am a jnani, then antakarana shuddhi is implied. Without antakarana shuddhi, jnanam not possible. So therefore, kartavyam nasti. If I want antakarana shuddhi, I have to do. If I don't want antakarana shuddhi, I am a jnani, then kartavyam nasti. So I have to do karma for antakarana shuddhi with the karma yoga attitude, that is yoga buddhi. Only then will my mind become pure enough for the knowledge to take place. So knowledge takes place only in the mind which is relatively pure, relatively tranquil, relatively composed, relatively happy. That is antakarana shuddhi. Absolute that is only through jnana. Complete removal of malam. That ajnanam is the greatest malam. That malam can go only when jnanam takes place. For that to happen, relatively one has to be free. Relative freedom only absolute freedom. If there is absolute freedom, that is only in the form of jnanam, that aham tat iti. Therefore, karma yoga, the yoga buddhi, karma yoga is required for antakarana shuddhi. And of course, I have to do karma. Even if you don't want antakarana shuddhi, you want to just gain artha, kama, to fulfill your raga desha, you have to do karma. So for karmi and karma yoga, karma should be done. Most people have a long list of items to be done in order to fulfill their likes and dislikes, and they perform actions for this purpose alone. For such people, fulfilling their likes and dislikes is important because they don't want to be bugged by unfulfilled desires. However, desires, karmas, are no different than bugs. They breed and grow they breed and grow very quickly. Desire bugs don't remain single or childless. They make sure that before they go, they left behind at least an handful, and they have a definite knack of generating their own species in great abundance. Multiplies. The karma leads to karma leads to action. A karma breeds further karmas and leading to further actions. So, fulfilling a desire, the person will not stop. The fulfillment of desire provokes him, instigates him to pursue further to fulfill other desires. So, therefore, it is a continuous one. Always wanting to become. That's why samsara. That's what is called samsara is. Desire produces other desires. Its nature being to continually perpetuate. Like fire that leaves a black trail of charred earth and never says enough. Don't give me any more fuel. I have burned so many houses already. Desire too will never complain. That is why desire is compared to anala. Anala will never say alam. That's why alam na vidyate. So desire also will never say enough. This is why desire is described poetically as the villain of the peace of samsara. Desire is the root cause of all evils. They say, Buddha said, desire. There is no way of having desire without fulfilling it. Thus, we always have a list of things to be done. Kartavyam, karyam kartavyam asti. The person who understands Atma as the whole is free from those desires that are binding in nature. But this doesn't mean that such a person doesn't perform karma. Krishna, who was no ordinary person, was driving Arjuna's chariot. He was a king, the king of Dwaraka. But he did not consider driving a chariot a mean job. There was dignity in his labor. In fact, he felt honored driving Arjuna's chariot. He felt honored when Arjuna asked him to drive the chariot, and he happily agreed to do so. Krishna, therefore, was always doing one thing or the other. His entire life had been one of activity, even though there was nothing for him to accomplish. From childhood onwards, he had been destroying one demon after another. And if there was nothing else to do, he would pick up his flute and keep everyone else busy singing and dancing. That was Krishna, always active. Before I came to drive a chariot, I went as a meditator. I went as a mediator to Duryodhana. Krishna could have said to Arjuna, if I play the role of a messenger, in fact, then I came back and told you what Duryodhana said. And now I am driving your chariot. And in response to your request that I teach you, I am doing that right now. I'm doing that too right now. So Krishna, he had been performing karma one after the other all the way. Therefore, if I do karma, then why not you? So that is the question. So we'll stop here. Then the reason why I should do karma. If I stop, what will happen? That Bhagavan Krishna says in the next shloka, we will see. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Dhanyavadaha